I wish not to contribute to confusion, nor infighting, nor mass media and information. What I do seek to do is utilize the creativity of improvising upon an already given nature, where all the already given truths are found, of no need to fight, nor search, only accept and understand. Deciphering is nothing more than opening the mind, reflecting, becoming present, and having empathy and care. People want to complexify things, they want to provide excuses, and they want to feed ego, and they want to rule over the many, with a ruling class that may commit more harm than we may ever, for the case of a few bad people as crimes trivial. As said before, our detachment from the natural law has also impaired the karmic delay of individuals learning right and wrong behavior naturally in the universe, as opposed to often just simply thinking wrongdoing is only equivalent to breaking the man's law. First of all, wrongdoing of man's law may not even be objectively immoral, and if it is objectively immoral, it's best and intended to be enforced by natural law, not man's law. It's the whole point of living in accordance. It's the whole point of learning as a whole. The whole point of becoming the best we can be in achieving positive by giving positive. The way natural law has not only been manipulated and hidden, but also replaced, shows us that systems of government don't want us knowing right from wrong action inherent in nature. The simple knowledge of cause and effect, doing something and essentially putting it into creation for manifestation. Therefore, when I say I create, it's there for manifestation, especially if my target audience is for all the populace in future generations. In other words, the creator speculates manifestation, not only of coming to be, but of releasing into the world in some way, somehow. People bet out possibility of something that is very possible and often of living in the current day anyways, and that is living in a truly free, voluntary society of no government. Indeed, there is no government already, and you are already free. Statism and government is mere illusions of the fooled mind and disconnected heart, as well as a lack of self-responsibility and listening of the gut. So despite this reality, there is that degree to which people do let government into their lives, even if these individuals are generally moral within their own lives. But the funny thing is, their own lives get protruded by others of which they allow, and others of which their actions are inherently immoral. So moral individuals allow immoral actions, yet call it moral for the greater good? What greater good? Of belief? Immoral actions are immoral, and there again is no excuses or exceptions. It isn't just what we make of it, because if I were to jump off a cliff, I can't just think I'll survive when there is an inevitable cause in nature to the contrary. In fact, that's the fault of deception, which is the primary tool used in any government, to which holds their power in the first place, because knowledge is power and knowledge is hidden from the masses. And then, as we observe, all governments become corrupt. No human being has the natural right to rule over another, so no wonder. It's common sense to the extreme, where those who say they have common sense don't understand this sense because they aren't seeing nature. So, nature is the answer. However, many then ask the question, how do you not comply? Nature is the answer. How is this so without punishment? Well, you help all others see the same. We all disintegrate, including those who hold up the system, so police, for example, can still make a living thereafter, and no violence or shame on the great scale of lives being compromised. We want to minimize harm as much as possible. In fact, that's the whole point of all this. Whenever there's change, there does take a turn, where short term there will always be consequences, and it's still ultimately up to our fellow human beings and ourselves. However, If it's the right thing to do, the right direction to go, the right actions to take, such as again disintegrating all at once from the system of statism, even non-invasively by not voting or not taking part in compliance acts, then the long-term benefits are for optimizing the natural law, the human condition in all forms, and bringing that necessary enlightenment to all of humankind. So if it starts with helping all others come to the realization of statism, it's about education and knowledge and teaching and understanding of such topic and matter. We don't need to label ourselves, we need to simply escape fear and boundary, talk with others, and reach out about unifying with these simple ideas and principles then. Such is how I came to the conclusion to create Nita, the representation of nature is the answer. Of course, while Nita represents nature is the answer, for us to unify and get the message out and about, like connecting dots as such, we may simply represent Nita itself. As humanity moves toward uncertain times and growing immorality and evil forces that feed off of confusion, we must stick with what we do know, inherent truths and common end goals, ultimate desires. While it is also said that Nita is the message as the mission and the mission as the message, we are the messengers, and the mission is our calling, attraction, and goal. This end goal, may you see, is not an end. It is always a journey. There is always work to be done. This is no utopia. Nature isn't a perfect harmony, but it is the most optimal a human condition may be, with the most optimal levels of love existent due to the ego being non-existent. One may seclude and say Native Americans are oppressed, and they lived without government and peace, without need of institutions like prisons. However, all the ancient civilizations were as such, and they were all also meditative and far more connected to nature. That's not to say they had the level of understanding we have now of certain things, so such even then gives evidence even greater to our potential that we have as humanity to be better than we ever were or ever can be, with generative and generational principles upheld through time, generative being care and generational being nature's the answer. Just as real authority, parents teach children, the real authority to all of humanity, which is of natural law, is here to teach us. If we listen, we may end up a good child. If not, we may think we are doing good for ourselves and our own ego when the action may very well be of wrongdoing. Indeed, a child that never grows up yet is detached from child creativity and the amazing aspects that make up all sorts of different people, races, traits, etc., all to be treasured in their own way. They don't need to be intermixed, but they don't also need to be complained about if there is any. I rely on the natural attraction as it is, as most individuals stick with their families and tribes for good reason. However, sticking with a system of government you have no relativity to is foolish and asking for problems. You are not part of the system even if they tell you that you are, because the earth is your country, humanity is your people, and no person in the right mind would actively want to rule over another fellow human being. It's using knowledge to bring others up with you instead of against them for you. This isn't about you, but you will indeed be happier and more content than ever, although, to again, through your own best wisdom. Realize your power. Have this universal knowledge. Because if we all do, the power systems that be will naturally cease to exist as intended. Such is why Nita is also the natural way to change the world. And being that it deals with the root cause, being statism, and beliefs in individuals including you, our world really can be changed. There is no impossibility to this, because what I've said is actionably the cause and effect. All we must do to help start, initiate, and progress humanity is open, connect, and understand with others. I have provided many material and content on the matter, even to where I help individuals within their own personal life. If we all change ourselves and eliminate statism, this world will see creativity, destiny, health, motivation, self-worth, self-responsibility, self-determination, and innovation like never seen before. You are your own government. Realize that's the truth, for only you control your mind. Government means mind control in Latin. Control yourself and your own actions, not others. Work in alignment with the natural law. Help others, and the world will be in control of itself, like any self-healing human body is supposed to do in its own self-healing blueprint, like all things in nature which seeks balance and harmony. Listen to the call. Do not suppress it. Do not distract it. Embrace it. Live it. Do with what I hoped to provide to you here. Be of nature. Let's be the change we want to see in the world. Ourselves, with Nita, created and owned and maintained by ourselves. This is all our world, not a few and not only you. Open your mind to all. The potential and possibility is ultimately up to all of us. If the world falls, even with us having this knowledge known, then we are greatly and partly to blame. The more effort you put in, the more we get out. Do not give up. Get out. Escape echo chambers and constant learning absorbable. Use your time for the clear as day direction of action where many individuals aren't even close to the truth or thinking more openly or outside the box. At least let's make our efforts to keep our humanity in circulation, so use it before we lose it. Talk to others, share this knowledge. Understand balance when it comes to all things: health, play, knowledge, learning, action taking. Take more action than you do absorbing mass internet information. Information is not transformation. You can consume yourself and you'll alienate yourself even further from the masses of individuals. The answers are already here. The actions are already clear. Just get out there regardless of where you stand. Get it all out there. Put yourself as the stand. Stand for your presence. Stand for the truth. Take a stand to the wrong immoral system by being the right, non-invasive, non-contradictory, natural law abiding system. That is nature. Nature is the answer. You are the question. Thank you. Please represent with a Nita flag to stand as you stand, for all to see and know, to help and unify all in your efforts. Unity is necessary for change, and you changing your current habits and changing the way you take action alongside the world and its beliefs is necessary for unity.